A man out of time, on a mission to not only reunite with his beloved master, but to uncover the secrets of a clan that has been all but wiped out. The journey will be harrowing, rewarding, and downright sadistic all at once, but every challenge leads to progress, leads to satisfaction. This is Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my first ever game review. This is Cyber Shadow. I've always wanted to do a game review, so big thanks to Yacht Club Games for letting me try this game out early for this review. Friends, help give this video some love after you're done watching by hitting the like button, and to hang out with me even more, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You might notice I'm a little bit late getting this video out, but that's because I really wanted to beat the game as part of my review. I wanted to do it right, it's my first time. For a relatively short game like Cyber Shadow, I thought that wouldn't be too much of a problem, but I was wrong, and I will explain why. Published by Yacht Club Games, the very same of Shovel Knight fame, this 8-bit Ninja Gaiden-inspired side-scroller was developed by a one-man wrecking crew, Mechanical Head Games. Developer Mecha Skull got his start hacking classic ROMs, eventually undertaking the solo project that would become Cyber Shadow. The influences are all really easy to spot right away. If you look hard enough in the nooks and crannies of each stage, you'll come across plenty of references that get lighthearted chuckles amongst the challenging gameplay. Even just from the opening segment, an homage to Metroid opens up to reveal the titular protagonist, while the villainous Dr. bears a bit of resemblance to everyone's favorite wily doctor, Dr. Wily. But as this is an 8-bit game inspired by titles from the era, I expected a strong hook in the opening minutes of the game. Super cool main character? Check. Nebulous plot that gives more questions than answers? Check. Intro stage that is half tutorial? Check, but not before the game turns the volume up to 11 and plays some infectious tunes. The music in this game can be an early contender for Game Soundtrack of the Year, as composer Enrique Martin and producer Jake Kaufman, himself of Shovel Knight fame, produced the tunes to Mecha City, a civilization protected by Shadow's clan, only for all of it to be wiped out in a plot that you unravel bit by bit. Admittedly, the plot is pretty simple, and will probably be the part of Cyber Shadow for some of you that is the least exciting. But the moments when the action would calm down and the story would remind me of what I'm clawing and scratching my way toward were potent motivators. The lore of Cyber Shadow is something that I'd love to dive back into in the future. From the first levels, it's clear that this will not be a game for the faint of heart. You get the kind of difficulty you'd normally find in Metroidvania games with super tight controls that require a ton of precision. The thing is, the level of skill that you do build up in the first half of the game will help inform how you take on the latter half, because this game is essentially two different halves. The first is you unlocking skills that each open up another aspect of the traversal and combat, with the second half turning up the heat, forcing you to combine each of your new abilities. You'll get to move faster, kill any of the cybernetic enemies more efficiently, and take on any of the many bosses that include a mix of fantastical machines and others that are a little more your size, but are still just as dangerous. Anything you might expect a ninja to do in a cybernetic fantasy world eventually becomes available, from throwing ninja stars to lightning-fast dash slashes that can propel you across the stage in a flash. And the latter half of the game ups the ante accordingly, making sure that you're basically never comfortable. If I'm not making it clear already, this game is difficult, almost masochistically so. Now, I fancy myself a decent gamer, but even I had plenty of moments when rage could have turned into a replacement $60 controller. It is par for the course for games like Cyber Shadow to be as difficult as the 8-bit games it is inspired by, but I swear there are some points in the game where developer Mecha Skull knew gamers would use certain tactics, and then he would just put one little sadistic spike to take away your ingenuity and often the character's life. But checkpoints throughout each stage respawn you with the quickness, getting you right back into the action so you can try again. These checkpoints can heal you, replenish skill points, and give you a power-up for an extra edge. Tools include a shield that doubles as a projectile and the swag blade that whizzes around you like a razor-sharp yo-yo. You get these bonuses by paying essence that you get from killing enemies or slicing boxes, but the closer you get to the end of the game, the more scarce each resource and checkpoint can be, adding to the challenge and somewhat to the frustration. Like any good retro game, Cyber Shadow can be an exercise in trial and error as you learn what makes any enemy or boss tick, while praying that you can bob and weave through some of the bullet hell that is rained down upon you. And that also means that each and every victory is oh so sweet, especially the final boss, which took me a solid 2 hours to finally conquer. I'm still impressed that this was all developed by one person, which I'm sure was a tough task, but ultimately pays off in providing what plenty of fans of Yacht Club Games might have been clamoring for. More Shovel Knight, even if it's not really Shovel Knight. But the backdrop of Mecha City and the undoubtedly cool Cyber Ninja aesthetic makes Cyber Shadow well worth the price of admission, if you're up to the challenge. I can certainly see this game being a favorite among speedrunners. It's a fast-paced ninja game after all, but it can also be great for completionists due to the feats system and the achievements. When it was all said and done though, my roughly 11-hour game was maybe a little bit longer than expected, but then again, I had over 470 deaths along the way. Now you know why it took me a little bit longer to get this video done. Cyber Shadow is coming out January 26th on PC, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and PS5, which is where I played it. Xbox Game Pass gamers will be happy to find Cyber Shadow appearing in their library at the same time as well. But for $20, I think it's a pretty great game. Just remember to take some deep breaths when the going gets tough. The satisfaction is worth the challenge. For more Cyber Shadow, I'm actually going to play it over on my gaming channel, JVPlaysGames. If you like this first ever game review of mine, hit that like button, and for even more from me, hit that subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for watching, take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your tea, everybody.